30.885. Just sit.
All right, let's take a look at that. So this is gonna be first lap, hot lap. I think both lines are viable in 3 and 4. I'll go over that in a little bit, but let's just start with the one that I showed you here, the faster one. So coming up, it's going to be the same regardless. We're just going to go on the top of 3 and 4 here. So basically what I'm looking for is I just get off the gas to about half before I enter the corner. So you see how I'm straight, and then right as the corner starts, I'm half gas and I just roll it, or I just kind of hold that half gas and then bring it back up as soon as I feel like my car won't slide up into the wall. And then if you get on the gas and the car does slide up into the wall, that means that you did it too early. So then just practice that. But you can go full throttle from here on out, especially on the out lap, because you're not like 100% up to speed, but you will be by the end of the corner. And so basically I'm just kind of sawing my wheel, just making sure that I don't lose my rear tires and that I don't really spin out. So a lot of people want to go down to the apron here. I tried it. Staying on the track is actually a little bit faster in this scenario, just because this car doesn't like the transitions very much. So you actually make up a bit of time. Okay, so we're going to talk about wall ripping here. So this is going to be the biggest test of your wall ripping abilities that you'll probably have in any car, because we're going to need to be right by the wall. How close to the wall do we need to be? Well, I will show you. We need to be just right up against the wall, about half a car length, and then you see we get to the middle of the corner, and we really just want to pack that air against the wall. You just want to be anywhere on this top groove. The wall arrow that keeps you from hitting the wall doesn't do that great of a job. So I just like putting my lefts right on this seam. If your lefts are at this seam or above, you're pretty much where you need to be. Now, could I squeeze out a couple hundredths by being inches from the wall? Sure. But I don't need to be. I can be a little bit safer. Hey, I mean, this doesn't feel safe in the car, but in terms of like big picture, it's pretty safe. So what am I looking for when I'm running this type of line? So for hot lap, same exact thing. As I'm entering the corner, I want to go to half throttle. So I want to make sure that I leave half throttle before the corner starts. So I leave for half throttle there, and I just hold that half throttle and use as much wheel as I can without losing grip in the rears. And you'll see that I'm able to get to full throttle almost instant. Not instantly, but I am not off throttle for much. Because what I'm looking for is I'm doing a little bit of turns with my wheel to see what the car wants to do. If I turn my wheel and it's not responding and it's still it means it still wants to slide up, so I can't force any more throttle. If I do little wheel turns and the car starts to move slightly down the track, I'll do it really slow here. So you see, I enter the corner and now I'm just testing the wheel. I'm like, okay, what if I'm turning the wheel left? What is this car doing? So you see, I turn the wheel left there and it's not going towards the wall, so it's a little too early. I turn the wheel there and you see that I went slightly down the track, and that's how I knew to go up. It's very hard to say in this speed, but let's try to say it again. So I enter the corner, I have my half throttle, and I just kind of keep my half throttle there. I probe the wheel to the left and notice that the car isn't responding, so I know that I can't get back on full throttle. I probe it a second time and see that my car is right here. It's slightly responding down the hill. Very slight response. And that's how I know I can go full throttle. Very, very, very subtle, but that's what you need to look for when you're doing these wall ripping lines. Just little probes with the wheel, and then figuring out when your car makes that weight shift, because you want to be full throttle as soon as possible. And then from there, full throttle, hold on to her, buddy. I like to be a little bit safe, especially if I don't care about my tires, and drive down the hill a bit on exit, just so that I don't slide up or have the wall clip me accidentally out of nowhere. And that's how you break this down and make it look a lot crazier than it is. Yeah, real time, I'm probing. Okay, you could hear that, right? Let's hear it. Probe once, not there. Second time, yep, it's there. Back on the throttle. You see that? It's crazy, but that's how fast it has to process. I probe it, nope, it's not there. I probe it again, it's there. Go full throttle. Same exact thing, 3 and 4. Half throttle, probe it, not there. Probe it, it's there, it's there, it's there. Half throttle, probe it, not there, not there, not there. That time it was there. You see that I'm the wheel inputs I'm doing there are testing the car. They're not like wheel inputs that are really changing my line. They're just very, very subtly, I can tell if the car is responding to my wheel or not. In the moment that the car responds to your wheel, you need to be on your full throttle. And now it's just holding on. And then you can bring it down. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. It feels really wild in the car, but you need to have your eyes glued on this seam, and you need to see how your car is responding left to right motion of that. Okay, now you don't have to go high in 3 and 4. I was about a tenth slower going low in 3 and 4, but I think I left a bit on the table as well. Had pretty much the same exact 1 and 2. Maybe a little worse, just a little bit inconsistent, but this line in 3 and 4 is fine if you don't want to do 2 wall rips. Sorry, wrong, my bad. So I get off a lot earlier to about a quarter throttle, and then just hold that throttle on the bottom. You can't, like, you're gonna think you can force the full throttle early. You cannot. You have to be really patient on this half throttle. Just very patient. You have to be unloading the wheel before you can go full throttle. You see how I unloaded the wheel, and that's when I went full throttle? If you're doing this initial turn, you'll see that I can't unload the wheel yet. I can't unload the wheel yet. I can't unload the wheel yet. And now I can, and now that's when the throttle goes up. And it's a little sketchy, but then you just need to try to use as much real estate as possible on exit. I'll do that one time. Because I didn't show this in here, I'll do a one-time full speed. Quarter throttle or third-ish, hold the half, wait until you unload the wheel, and then go for it. There's a little more in there, but the more that you push that bottom line, the sketchier it gets. Counterintuitively, the top is actually easier to push than the bottom just because the top is tighter. But yeah, those are the 2 lines that you can do for 3 and 4, and now let's go to long run. All right, let's talk about long run. So this track here is going to probably build loose, and what you need to do when you build loose is prioritize one thing, not sliding the rear tires. Now the easiest way to do that would be to run the top all race, but yeah, 96, 95, so it will end up wearing the right rear. Maybe there'll be a shift at some point, but especially if you're not being careful with your rear tires, this will really heat up the right rear more than the right front over a long run. But once you transition and work around those lines, you can kind of work around that. And that's why I like this race so much. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.